Hello, hello, and welcome back as I get ready to make all the right wrong moves down in the perilous passages of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. How was that never a Wayans brother movie? I'm stymied. I don't understand. That's totally a Wayans brothers movie title, right? All the right wrong moves. It'd be a parody of Friday Night Lights meets The Program meets Varsity Blues meets Remember the Titans. Like about a young Serbian immigrant who's an all-star quarterback on a team struggling with racial tension while trying to keep his corrupt head coach from altering his transcripts and ruining his scholarship to Brown and still staying true to Amy Smart, his loyal girlfriend, at the same time. It hits every football movie trope ever, Wayans Brothers. How did you drop the ball on that one? How did you not already write this? How did you, a creatively bankrupt team of writers, fail to see that there was one more opportunity to squeeze a few extra $1 million out of an already overworked, oversaturated movie-going public? You really ought to just be ashamed of yourselves. Not for not writing all the right wrong moves. We actually appreciate you for that. Just, you should be ashamed of yourselves in general. And for white chicks. You should definitely be ashamed of white chicks, because just because it's a reverse minstrel show doesn't make it okay. That still is totally not okay. So let's head down in the dungeon and see what we got on the menu. I mean, I want to go into the darkest dungeon, but I also want to make it worth my while when I go. And this sacred scroll, it ain't worth my while, but I can't help but note that the weeks are ticking away. I think we can afford to delay one more week, though. What are we on? We're on week 39. So we're not even halfway through yet, and we could potentially have 2 level 5 teams ready to work. Dawson is out for this mission, and we've got Russell Franklin also down for the count while he needs to get some stress relief as well as get his diseases healed. I think we got to do like a filler mission here. Let's grab this team of level 3s and see what kind of work we can get out of them. We got Bradshaw, Morgan, Trinity. We can make something happen out of this. We take old Trinity, toss her in the front. We throw Rita Morgan in the back for some of those good. Actually, we're going to put you in a 3rd slot. And then we bring Bradshaw along. Or would we rather have Bradshaw working out of the 3 hole and maybe slinging a little damage on occasion too? He's got a couple moves that work. We could have him go with Slice Off and get rid of the solo finale. Do I prefer that? Battle Ballad and Inspiring Tune both work out of the 3 slot. We could just go for like a War Jester. We would have to buy him those skills, which is unfortunate. Let's decide depending on where we want to adventure. Well, we don't want to do that. We need to do a Veteran. A Berserk Mask we don't have. Penalty to Virtue Chance, penalty to healing received makes it not useful in any kind of high-level dungeon whatsoever, so we might pass on that. Tough Ring, meh. Penalty to damage, penalty to stress. Both of those things are objectively bad. And also, I don't really want to fight the Swine King, so no. Commander's Orders, also no. What do you got in the Cove? Here we go. The Protective Collar is pretty good. We also get a town event out of this Lost and Found. I hate being in the Cove, but to gather 3 Ancestors' Relics in the Cove is not a terrifically, unspeakably achievable mission. So let's unequip all of these trinkets, and let's sort this by rarity. And then, you know what? Maybe we ditch Bradshaw in favor of Shane. We are going to need a Jester for one of these teams, though, when we go into the Darkest Dungeon. I feel like a Jester is a big part of success in there. Can we get rid of your Scurvy, Bradshaw? I mean, yes, no, actually, I was going to say, well, we really need to just pump you full of vitamin C and you'll be fine. Feed you a few limes to suck on, you limey. Why is Bradshaw suddenly a member of the British Navy? I don't know. I mean, he was in the Navy. He was close. I still think we ditch you, though, because I really would prefer to take Shane. But that does leave us with this party with no stress relief. But in an ideal scenario, they'll have some downtime between missions to recover that. And if we're going into the Cove, I would really rather go for, like, more immediate damage than I would for anything else. This team is called Guns N' Roses. That's badass. That's a great team name. Take me down to the darkest dungeon where... Shit, nothing rhymes with dungeon. Curmudgeon. Take me down to the darkest dungeon where the monsters are mean and the girls are curmudgeons. Oh, won't you please take me home, ancestor? There you go. We backfilled it nicely. Let's go make sure all of our skills are appropriate, because I think we got a couple people who are going to need some upgrades. So, off to the guild. Trinity, are you rocking? You're good. Sophia, you got to be good too, right? Yeah, you good, girl. You smart, you loyal, etc., etc. You need some buffs, so let's get Rita Morgan taken care of, and I guarantee Shane has not been fully geared out in the skill department. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that. Oh, you have every skill ever, though. Well, this is going to cost a bit, but, you know, penny saved, penny earned, and such. We also should really probably upgrade your equipment, which is going to be, again, relatively expensive, because we made... Okay, Trinity and Sophia are fine. Morgan, man, let's drop another 6 grand on you. Okay, we've spent more than I would have liked on this team, but we had to spend it sometime. Hey, spending money to making money. It's the paradigm. And equip all of these trinkets. Sort them all by rarity. You don't have to spend money to make money either, by the way. What if you're just, like, you know, doing a favor for somebody? It doesn't cost anything to earn a couple little extra jingle in your jeans. You mow somebody's lawn. Assume you use their equipment. Do you got to spend money to make money? Well, I mean, technically, yes, because I guess you have to eat. You burn calories to push that mower around their yard. Never mind. You got to spend money to make money. Son of a bitch. What if you're a farmer? You got to buy seeds. Damn, it always holds true. What do we want to equip you with? Hellions Hairpin, I very much like. It also gives us bonus accuracy. Overall, it's good, and I think we'll couple this... Well, Brawler's Gloves are minus crit, though. They lower our speed. They give us a penalty to crit. They do give us big damage. Is the critical penalty worth the big damage? No, because we could get that same effect by just going with... Yeah, let's just do the Ethereal Crucifix. Then we keep our damage, and we maintain our critical. We're going to be fighting a lot of Eldritch stuff because we're going to the Cove. How about you then, Shane? I think maybe we just give you Dismas's Head and a Book of Sanity. Because no, that's suboptimal. What we should do is give you a Sharpening Sheath and have you go with a full melee build. So we start you in the front rank, have you point blank shot, drop back to the second rank, push you forward. You know, your skills are going to be an important part of this. And then we have you Duelist Advance and Open Vein. Tracking Shot, don't care about. Pistol Shot, I mean, we have it, but I don't really use it. Wicked Slice, we're never going to use. I like this paradigm, but that means your speed is going to need to be high, and it is, which is fine. So what's your other trinket going to be? Could give you a quick draw charge, which gives you even more bonus speed on the first round. And bonus crit. You know what? Yeah, do that. Let's give you a 15 speed. How come your stats didn't update, though? How come you have a 7 speed? Oh, because it doesn't factor it in because it only applies to the first round. Right, right. So, Pelletier, you're getting your Lucky Talisman. I think we may just go for dodge on you, although... Now, the Grave Robber's Talisman's already given you bonus stress. I was thinking about giving you Dismas's Head, but I don't want to pile stress on stress. That seems like a bad idea. What we could do instead is just give you massive dodge, 45 dodge, and make you unhittable. I'm comfortable with that. And Rita Morgan, you know, nothing fancy out of you, girl. It's just Junia's Head. And the old Sacred Scroll for you. Little extra stress, but it's going to be fine. Although this is a dungeon where you really want to kind of try and minimize stress. My goal is to just to kill everything really before they get a chance to go. And with this team, who's going to be a pretty powerhouse of heavy hitters, we got a chance to do that. Just want to make sure everybody's got their skills equipped correctly and that our camping skills are also appropriate. Yeah, we need some camping skills here. You have Encourage, you have Bless, you have Pray. I would really like the one that makes us Sanctuary. So we need Sanctuary and we need Encourage. And more money going down to Sinkhole. Throwing good money after bad at this point. I never understood that saying, throwing good money after bad money. What's bad money? How is any money bad? I mean, I understand the general paradigm of the saying is saying like, oh, you already wasted some money and now you're spending more money trying to avoid the waste. I get it, but bad money just seems like an appropriate description of that. It's like making a bad investment on top of a bad investment is technically what you're doing. We're actually done here. Let's just go to the Cove and provision then. What we need to buy are these things. We got to do a medium mission, gather relics, give me shovels, give me 1 key. Give me 2 stacks of food. Give me 1 holy water. 1 anti-venom. 1 bandage. And 2 full stacks of torches, because we may have to do some actual seek and finding here. We may have to be like a game that appears on your mobile app store for 99 cents, where it's just basically pages torn out of highlights recolored. Seek and find games. I don't understand the appeal. I really don't. They're ubiquitous, but how fun can that game possibly be? Oh, look, the baseball bat has a shovel hidden inside of it. No, this is not fun at all. Scouting good? No relic here. No mission. We are going to go this way, just for an excuse to pick up a cheap curio, which we have done now. No, don't shush me. I know I'm babbling like an idiot, but you don't get to shush me. You took 7 stress because I'm yelling at you for... See what happens when you shush me? You shush me, it triggers my defensiveness, and then I go and get defensive and lash out. You get stressed. It's lose-lose. Blood-soaked pages torn. I only care about the journals of Darius Rucker, thank you. I don't care about pages torn from a blood-soaked journal. If it doesn't have something to do with Darius Rucker, I just don't want to know. Well, there's our first Ancestors relic, so that was easy. It's like literally a foot from the door. Barnacle-encrusted chest takes a shovel. Do we want to use a shovel? You know, we don't have to go to every room here. If we keep getting lucky with our I'm going to risk it. Shovel made easy work of the barnacles. Nobody wound up taking a nasty gash, which is always nice. A little bit of a fight. Okay. So our point-blank shot is not going to do us a lot of good here. But the one-hit kill from Sophia Pelletier is nice. Also, I'd like to point out that our guy who has 8 trillion speed still somehow managed to lose that speed roll to our grave robber. We only hit you for 12, which is bad. How bleedable are you? Somewhat. Nice critical. At this point, we really just want to keep stacking on the damage. This guy can bleed us for 1 billion. We should have brought some more bandages. Yeah, arterial pinch. This is good. The person he hit with it is the one person who can actually stop her own bleed. So, what do we want to do then? I think we probably get bonus accuracy for 2 rounds. Let's go pick to the face. 6 damage here. No blood left for the leeches. Well, we'll just go ahead and fix that up. Yeah, I know there's going to be no blood left for the leeches. Why don't you just give yourself a damage buff and also cure that, and also heal yourself a little bit. Yeah, this is less good. The beautiful dodge, though. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I would love to be able to stun this guy, but I don't really have a stunning attack at the moment. So what are we going to do? We're going to do this. Come back to the forefront. We are now riposting. Continue with the pick to the face onslaught. Man, we're getting some solid criticals here. Let's stack some more bleed on this guy. This is actually what we should have done a moment ago, has been stacking the bleed on. And it turns out we wound up ultimately burying him to the dirt with force of arms, but we should have been stacking bleeds way, way earlier. We could use those buffs more than we need a citrine. Got a box here. Gwyneth Paltrow's head? No, stashed heirlooms. I'll take them. And in fact, you know what? Eat that food just because we want it out of our inventory. We got 2 full stacks. That's like an abundance. No scouting. Unfortunate. Not the end of the world. Check this out. Pack contains loot. A map? I would love if it were a map. Darius Rucker? Not Darius. I'm telling you, Darkest Dungeon, if it ain't Darius Rucker, Perfidious Pete cannot be arsed to give a single shit. I don't care. If it ain't Darius, I don't want to know. Drop the food in favor of the citrine. Blood-soaked pages can remain. We're probably ultimately going to wind up casting all of that garbage on the floor just to clear some space, but we don't need to do it yet. Also, I don't want to litter. Why should I go around and litter up the dungeon? That's just doubly rude. Take only pictures, people. Leave only footprints. We're here to make memories of the horrid and abominable things that we have seen that will haunt our memories forever and which we will never forget. That's what we came for. Point-blank shot is only going to hit this pelagic bulwark. He is problematic because he has a bleed, but his protection rating is also kind of through the roof. And he has a lot of hit points. Let's go ahead and get riposting. I would actually rather start the riposte now. Dagger to your heart. Didn't quite get it all the way in, but we got a, we made a reasonable start. Stress wave. The beauty of the dodge, though. Stressful incantation is less good because we didn't dodge that one. We only got taken for 13. Okay, stumbling scratch. Nope, rent for the old gods. May hit us with a bleed. Yep. It's a little one. We can handle it. And I think we got to go for... Well, we can't Iron Swan anymore, which is objectively terrible. How much health have you got? 16. Can we kill you? We could. I'm going to start working this guy over because I want to start applying bleeds to him. That bleed did almost as much damage as the swing. Little barnacle barrier going up. We're going to take some stress in this fight. It's just, there's no avoiding it. Was hopeful Rita Morgan might be able to close that guy out. Didn't quite get the job done. Call of the Deep is good. That gave that guy a buff, but we're going to be able to kill you before you get a chance to whack us with another stress attack. Can't help but notice that we are not riposting. I'm going to trust Morgan to finish off the guy in the back. Another rent for the old gods. All right. Man, okay. That guy's got some significant damage output now. I think we definitely should kill him. I'm not putting up with any more of that shit. And doesn't this activate riposte? Duelist Advance activates riposte, and we can't do it. So get me out of the front. Well, shit pickles. I kind of mucked this one. I forgot that we needed the dodge thing to make the bleed. Yeah, right. It's part of the paradigm, and I have completely dropped the ball. So now we're just going to sit here and take a bunch of bleeds for no particular reason. Octocestus, which we dodged. Nice. Probably going to have to start doing a little bit of healing at some point. These guys are optimally positioned for us to get as much damage as possible out of Sophia. Eldritch Push. Please, by all means. More bleed, though. There we go. Just keep stacking them on. Stepped... Oh, right. Forgot about the guard. We should have definitely done a directed heal there. That was a mistake. But if we can stack on more bleed... Yeah, this guy's bleeding 12 per round. He has fatal damage. We're done swinging at that, man. Octocestus hits us. We resisted the bleed. How much more are we bleeding for? Still quite a bit. And we're not going to get to undo that because we were dumb enough to kill that man by accident. But that's okay. Game was kind enough to toss us a bone, give us a bandage. I want these crests. I want that emerald. And I can use that and take the crests. Yes, I would take the crests over the emerald. And in this case, I'm going to get rid of that jade. Take the emerald instead. We're down to 2 shovels, and it does take a shovel to open a giant clam. And we don't really have... Now, you know what? It's a questionable ask. I don't think we could spare the shovel. Because, bam, there's a barrier right there. Now we're down to our final shovel. Grab this torch, which we are going to immediately burn. Takes our light level up to 88. We'll still be at maximum light, getting full benefits here as we enter this room. I'm really glad I chose not to use that shovel. I'm less glad that I didn't bring more shovels, because I'm missing good opportunities for loot here. Our grave robber still... won the speed roll over our guy who's supposed to have 8 trillion extra speed. One-shot kill is always a fantastic way to start things off, especially when we can follow it up with a good Iron Swan for double duty killing action. Directed heal then from Rita Morgan. Patches Trinity mostly back up. You know, this group is sort of firing on all cylinders here. I feel like we're doing surprisingly well. Yeah, you're going to have a tough time hitting Sophia there, Jimmy. Take your fishy ass and why don't you get a knife right in your heart. I think we're going to try and riposte that man dead. Unless we get stunned. Which we didn't. So, you are going to take... just die. Annihilated. And then we should be able to Shadow Fade riposte this man to death. Perfect. We even put our party back in the preferred order. No muss, no fuss. We took only pictures and left only footprints. It's kind of a thing of beauty. We could get rid of a negative quirk with this holy water. This anti-venom seems less than useful. I would rather have this onyx than that anti-venom, simply because we are currently desperately poor. We're like that Serbian kid who's trying to win that scholarship to Brown, who otherwise is never going to make it out of that steel town, even though he is the team's star quarterback. Something's got to give. Holy water it is. Finding the stuff is only this is always the drawback. Let's eat a couple food here. And by a couple, I mean let's eat like most of our food. Everybody's fully healed. We got another barrier. Really hopeful we can find our final piece of the puzzle before we encounter any more of those bad boys. They are not going to do us any favors. We also need to focus on keeping our light a little higher. We'll take the portraits for now. We still need portraits. They're one of the few trinkets. The portraits, crest, these things all still do something for us. Scouting, though? Perfect. Give me a big one. Nope. But at least we found our next hallway battle. We don't have to wander into it blind. We're going to know what's coming. There's a hunger prompt. We're still relatively okay on food. And this is why we kept the holy water, or should have, rather. Actually, it wouldn't have mattered at all. You got a tapeworm, which means you eat twice as much food. Yep. We'll need to get rid of that at some point. I really don't like tapeworm. Let's burn a torch before we wander into this fight. There we go. A surprise here I would not object to. Oh, no dice. I'm going to double up on this. Non-zero chance we could get the double confirmed kill here. We did not kill the thrall with our point-blank shot, but we did push him back. Rita Morgan's going to take a stress wave. Going to take a little extra on that because Rita is still rocking the head. I think we need to make sure and we kill the thrall. I don't want him exploding and doing catastrophic area damage to us. And we still have a chance at the shaman, although not a good one. We would have to critical. And roll. We'd have to critical almost on max damage. Which we did not do. We actually went the other way with it and did the minimum amount of damage. Beat him on a speed roll, though. And Sophia delivers the thunder shot. You're looking at Tad Wan, friend. Shouldn't you say he's looking at Tad Wan after you hit him with a bleed attack? I mean, he would be more pale and drawn after being hit for a bleed. It seems more appropriate. Let's go ahead and eat this food. We are eating more food than we would like at the moment, but our health is a little bit low, and we still have a 12 stack. That's still plenty enough to feast as long as we don't run into any additional hunger prompts. Light level is still adequate. More scouting is good. Room battle with treasure. No. Room battle quest location. This is where we're going to go then. Stashed heirlooms. What do we got?
A handsome reward.
We can haul them out. That's at this point really all I'm asking is stuff that we can actively get out of this dungeon. If I can take it with me, I consider it a win. So we're going to max our light, fight this hallway. Oh, this is ugly. We have surprised the enemy, which presents us with some intriguing opportunities, mostly because we forgot to restore our party order. But we did get a kill. You can cure your own blights and bleeds, so focus on doing damage where we can. Hit this guy with the... Oh, we can't hit him with the bleed, though. You know what? We could adrenaline rush for a buff. I don't hate that plan. We might have been able to get away with it. I'm curious whether or not we're going to take back-to-back arterial pinches. The beautiful, the dodge, and the crit for the... Oh, sweet. Okay. So far, so good. Didn't dodge that one, but we did get to swing back still. And we are still riposting, so go ahead and throw another dagger into that man's heart. Start stacking bleeds on this guy. The bleed we're going to get way more mileage out of than the actual damage, assuming we can land it.
Well struck.
Even with the critical, we couldn't get that guy dead. I don't want to take any more of his crap to the face, so I'm just going to go ahead and slice him. I'm aware we didn't fall back. Title slam. Okay. We are still getting our riposte. Avoided the stun. This gives us an opportunity to dash forward, so it's not a problem at all. Little pick to the face. We are going to need to throw a big heal here, though. 12-point heal. That's nice, nice. Dashing back to the 4. It's going to put us in riposte territory. Start working the bleeds. Man, we cannot get this guy to bleed, though. Dodge. That's mucker. With these talismans, Sophia is... I mean, she's no joke. She's very difficult to hit. And if we throw that buff on her and give her even more bonus dodge, she's almost unhittable. Comes a title slam. Stunned? Nope, neither stunned nor moved. Let's go ahead and do a little Divine Comfort. We should have enough in the tank to do 15 damage over 2 targets. That's got a 7. We are riposting now. There's 3. We need 3 more. Rita Morgan brings it home. Also a little self-healing out of that. And a magnificent fortune in gold, all of which I want. We only got to get to this room location with 100 light.
The light, the promise of safety.
I don't think we're going to ultimately wind up exploring and pulling a secret room. Let's take the money where the money is available to be taken and not worry about pushing our luck too terribly much. These crests are sorely... You know what? I will get rid of 1 citrine for 6 crests. I know that's throwing money on the floor and we need money at the moment. I still feel like that's a really solid trade. 250 gold for 3 crests. There are times I would have paid well more than that for 3 crests for an upgrade. Here's our relic, which we're going to have to find a place to put now. Okay, here's what we do. We camp. We eat our food. You know, we really don't need to stress much. We got 12 and 13. We could get rid of all of it. The question is, are we going to want to continue adventuring after this? If we can walk out of here with a reasonable amount of cash, which we're sort of not going to do. I mean, we've got some cash. Now, you know what? Yeah, let's not press our luck. We already came and did better than we have any right to do. Let's prevent nighttime ambush. You encourage you. And you are going to encourage you. And we might as well pilfer, I guess. Random supply item. Picked up an extra torch. Okay. Snuff box. Remove disease from target. Does anyone have a disease? Let's make sure. Diseased? Not diseased. What about you? You have a tapeworm. I think we're going to get rid of that. I don't suppose you have a disease, do you? No. Well, hit the old snuff box here. Who knew? The cure for tapeworms is actually a snort of tobacco straight up to your nose so that you can blow snot and fumes out of your face for like the next hour and a half. If you've never tried snuff, you know what? As a man who has, let me advise against it. It's undesirable. It's unpleasant in the extreme. Were you ever a kid and you saw like another kid at your school snort a pixie stick up their nose just sort of as a goof? It feels a little bit like that, except it lasts way longer and also is not just a sugary flavored substance, but a pure horror in your nose. It's bad. Any scouting here? I feel like we've already done better than we have any right to do. This is the Cove after all. Adventuring on any further sort of seems risky. I gotta say, Guns N' Roses, though, I like them. These guys did some good work for us. I think we stopped pushing our luck, though. Let's beat feet while the feet are good to be beaten. How'd we do overall cash? And we still managed to pull almost 14 grand out of here. Got a buttload of crests. We should take a look and see if we have any upgrades. But more importantly, we got what we came for, which is EXP. Although Rita Morgan did not quite make it home. Picked up Cove Explorer. It doesn't suck. Didn't replace anything better, so I'm okay with it. Sophia has huge stress bonuses if injured, but she's also unerring, which is fantastic. Bonus damage to range skills is excellent. Good enough that I might consider paying to lock one of those in. And get rid of one, too. Witness, don't care. Weapon Tinker, would have been nice if you had that a minute ago. Could have saved us 20% of that upgrade. Just saying. Hours of rooting through the old barrels and forgotten weapons racks bore fruit. We got a free weapon upgrade. Well, who needs it? Dawson? You could use a weapon upgrade, right? No, you can't have a weapon upgrade. Who could use one that actually can have one? Matthew Crawley can get a weapon upgrade here. Let's do that then. I'll take a freebie. There we go. We'll get around to doing armor and whatnot for these guys on probably a future episode. And let's take a look at upgrades while we're here. Stagecoach. Pete, why are you upgrading the Stagecoach? Your roster's already full. I know, but one of the things we can upgrade with that is actually the size of our roster. We just need 5 more deeds. We could also get higher experienced recruits, which for... You know what? Yeah, we should do that. I wouldn't mind the chance of pulling in level 3 recruits. I think overall that's a pretty solid plan. Our blacksmith is fully upgraded. No, I mean, we could lower the cost here. And again... Yeah, I think that's more valuable, actually, than upgrading the Stagecoach, because we are going to be doing it so much. Additionally, I feel like this is a worthwhile upgrade, too. We're getting a lot of skills to buy. Sanitarium. Do we really, really want to pay to lock in unerring? It's really good, and I love grave robbers. So we could get rid of... I don't really want to get rid of anything. So, like, what if we do unerring and lock that? It costs 11,000? Never mind. We're okay. That's way too much. I'm sorry, I was trying to make an investment in people, and it turns out in the long run, when your turnover and attrition rate are as high as ours are in the darkest dungeon, making an investment in people is actually a terrible idea for the organization. Turns out the bean counters went down into accounting. We ran the numbers, and no, it's just it's no good. We'll retrain. It's fine. I think if you want to quit, go to another position because somebody poached you from our organization. You're replaceable. You are just cogs in the machine. We have no loyalty to you whatsoever. It's a grim and brutal reality, but welcome to the effects of globalization on the market economy. And with that social commentary delivered, I'm wrapping it up. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. If you'd like to see us do more Fiverr-esque episodes here, where we're willing to sacrifice our people for $5, might consider subscribing as well, because, I mean, shit, $5 is $5. Right now, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.